Winter feels like the season of protection, the extra layers, the warm rooms, the careful bundling before you step outside. But here's what most parents don't realize. Babies experience winter completely differently than we do. Their bodies can't regulate temperature the same way. They can't tell you when something's wrong. And they're far more vulnerable to the hidden risks that come with cold weather. The truth is, some of the most protective things parents do in winter, the habits that feel safest, can actually create serious dangers without anyone noticing. There are 7 winter risks that harm babies every year, and simple ways to prevent each one. Let's start with the most misunderstood. Number 1, overbundling and overheating. Here's what overheating actually does to a baby's body. When their core temperature rises just 2 degrees above normal, their breathing becomes less efficient. Their little nervous system goes into stress mode, and if this happens during sleep, the risk of SIDS increases significantly. Now, here's the problem. You can't tell when it's happening. You're checking their hands, cold, their feet, cold. You add another layer, but their chest, already sweating, their breathing, already compromised. Because baby extremities are supposed to feel cool. Their body prioritizes core warmth, which means cold hands tell you nothing. Put your hand on your baby's chest right now, under their clothes, against their skin. Warm and dry, perfect. Hot or damp. They're overheating. That's the only temperature that matters. Here's what you do instead. Use the 1 extra layer rule. Whatever you're wearing, your baby gets 1 more layer than that. Not 3 more, not 5, 1. And when you put them in a car seat, remove the puffy jacket completely. The reason matters. And it's more dangerous than most parents realize. Bulk compresses. Compressed bulk doesn't keep them warm. It creates dangerous harness slack. Buckle them in regular clothes. Then drape a blanket over the harness after they're secured. Check your baby's chest tonight. Sweaty? That's the signal to remove a layer. Number 2, unsafe car seat, winter clothing. Here's what happens in a crash when your baby's wearing a puffy coat. You've buckled them in. The harness feels snug over that thick jacket. It looks safe. But the moment any force hits that car seat, even a minor fender bender, the coat compresses instantly. All that air and padding collapses. And suddenly there's 3 to 4 inches of slack in the harness. Enough space for your baby to slip completely through. This happens in real crashes every year. Actual accidents, not rare exceptions. So here's what you do right now. Buckle your baby in their winter coat and tighten the harness like you normally would. Now unbuckle them, remove the coat, and buckle them back in without adjusting the straps at all. Can you pinch the webbing of the strap vertically between your fingers right at their collarbone? Here's the fix. Put the coat on backwards after you've buckled them in. Arms through the sleeves, coat opens in the front, drapes over them like a blanket. They stay warm. The harness stays tight. Takes 15 seconds. Or use a car seat cover that goes over the seat, not under the baby. Anything between your baby and that harness compromises safety in ways you can't see until it's too late. You've removed the puffy coat. The harness is tight, your baby is safe. But now you're pulling into target. 78 degrees inside, 25 in the parking lot, 72 at home, 3 temperature zones in 15 minutes. And each one is attacking their airways. Number 3, rapid temperature swings. Here's what happens inside a baby's nose during a normal errand run. At home, 72 degrees. Their nasal passages are producing mucus at a normal rate. Everything's working. Outside, 25 degrees. That cold air hits their nose, and their blood vessels constrict instantly. Mucus production slows. Their airways narrow to protect against the cold. In the car, 75 degrees. Blood vessels dilate. Mucus production surges to compensate. Airways expand. In the store, 78 degrees. Another surge. Back to the car. Now their system is in overdrive, trying to keep up. And here's the problem. This constant expansion and contraction dries out the protective lining. Those immune defenses, specifically the tiny hairs that sweep away viruses, stop working effectively when the membrane gets this dry. This is one reason babies often develop symptoms 2 to 3 days after routine errands, even when they haven't had direct contact with anyone visibly ill. Their defenses were already compromised before they walked in the door. So, what do? Pause between transitions. Before you leave your warm house, stand in the entryway for 20 to 30 seconds. Before you walk into that store, sit in the car for a moment. Let their blood vessels adjust instead of shocking them. And use layers you can actually remove. Onesie, long sleeve shirt, jacket you can unzip. Peel layers as you move into warmer spaces. Even 30 seconds helps their body adapt instead of panic. You've removed the puffy coat. You've paused between temperature zones. They're perfectly warm. So why are your baby's lips still cracking every morning? Number 4, dry winter air and dehydration. Your baby's lips are cracking. Again, their cheeks are dry and red. They sound congested every morning even though they're not sick. You think it's just winter. But here's what's actually happening. Your heating system is stripping all the humidity from the air, and that dry air is pulling moisture directly from your baby's skin and airways faster than their body can replace it. Winter air, especially heated indoor air, drops humidity below 20%. Your baby's skin is thinner than yours. Those mucous membranes in their nose and throat dry out, crack, and become infection highways. So get a cool mist, humidifier, and run it where your baby sleeps. Warm mist creates a burn risk if they get too close. Aim for 40 to 50% humidity. Anything higher invites mold. You can check this with a cheap hygrometer from any hardware store. Keep baths short, 5 to 10 minutes max, warm, not hot. Then moisturize their skin immediately while it's still damp. That locks in moisture instead of letting it evaporate. And watch for dehydration signs. Fewer wet diapers, darker urine, sunken soft spot, very dry lips. If you see these, call your pediatrician. Do you see how these dangers are stacking? Your baby is overheated from too many layers. Their airways are stressed from temperature swings. Their mucous membranes are dried out from low humidity. And now, you're about to put them down for the night. Number 5, crib and sleep environment mistakes. The crib is where this gets emotionally difficult. Because when you walk into your baby's room at night and it's 68 degrees and you see them sleeping in just a sleep sack, every instinct you have says they need more. You want to tuck a blanket around them. Add a stuffed animal for comfort. Make it cozy. And here's why that instinct is so hard to ignore. You would be cold in a 68-degree room in just a wearable blanket. Your adult body is telling you your baby must be suffering. But they're not. Your baby generates heat differently than you do. While their metabolism is fast, they actually lose body heat 4 times faster than an adult. That thin sleep sack traps their body heat effectively without the suffocation risk of a heavy blanket. The problem is that blanket you want to add, the one that feels loving, can shift over their face while they sleep. And unlike you, they can't reliably push it away. Not at 3 months, not at 6 months. Sometimes not even at 12 months. The bare crib recommendation isn't about ignoring instincts. It's about trusting that a baby's body works differently than an adult's. Use a sleep sack instead of blankets. It's wearable, can't cover their face, and comes in different warmth levels. Check the TOG rating, basically the fabric's warmth level, for your room temperature. Keep the room between 68 and 72 degrees. That feels cold when you walk in, but it's ideal for infant sleep. No loose blankets, no pillows, no bumpers, no stuffed animals, no weighted blankets. If their hands feel cold when you check on them at night, check their chest instead. If their chest feels comfortably warm, they're fine. Cold hands are normal. That space heater in the corner of your baby's room, how close is it to the crib right now? 2 feet? 18 inches? Number 6, hidden home heating risks. Here's what happens when a cotton blanket falls onto a space heater coil that's 18 inches from a crib. It takes 11 seconds for that blanket to ignite, 3 minutes for the fire to reach the crib. And because the smoke rises and spreads across the ceiling. First, the smoke detector in the hallway won't trigger until the room is already filled. This isn't rare. Space heaters near cribs cause hundreds of residential fires every winter season. And here's what you can't see: carbon monoxide. Your gas heater is running, your fireplace is going. The furnace kicks on, and with every combustion cycle, invisible CO molecules are binding to your baby's red blood cells, pushing out oxygen. You can't smell it. You can't see it. And by the time you notice symptoms like unusual fussiness or rapid breathing, their blood oxygen is already compromised. Which is why that CO detector isn't optional. It's the only warning you get before their oxygen levels drop dangerously low. Keep space heaters 3 feet away from anything that can burn: cribs, blankets, curtains, toys, crawling babies. Make sure your heater has an automatic shutoff if it tips over. Always plug them directly into the wall, never a power strip. And never run them overnight in your baby's room. Never drape blankets over heater vents or radiators. Fire hazard. Install carbon monoxide detectors on every level of your home, especially near sleeping areas. Test them monthly. If you're using a fireplace, gas heater, or any combustion heat, this is not negotiable. And crack a window for 5 minutes a day, even in winter. Fresh air exchange reduces CO buildup. Fires and carbon monoxide don't give warnings, they just happen. Fast. Number 7, winter illness chains. Here's the danger nobody talks about. It's not one illness. It's the chain. Your baby gets a cold. Normal, right? But that cold inflames their nasal passages. Those inflamed passages produce more mucus. That mucus sits in their sinuses because they can't blow their nose. And that sitting mucus becomes a bacterial breeding ground. That's how a simple cold becomes an ear infection, which leads to antibiotics, which can disrupt gut health, and leaves their little body run down and more susceptible to the next virus. And the next, and the next. This is the winter illness chain, and it starts with something so small you almost don't notice it. A doorknob at daycare, a shopping cart handle, the jacket sleeve that brushed their face. Now, I'm not suggesting you sterilize everything or keep them in a bubble. That's not realistic, and some germ exposure is actually good for their developing immune system. But here's what you can control: the germ load. Because one virus is manageable. One virus plus dry air plus temperature swings plus sleep deprivation from the last illness, that's when their system breaks down. So wash your hands for 20 seconds before you touch your baby. Real, thorough scrubbing. Make it a game. Sing a song, make bubbles. Wipe high-touch items regularly. Car seat handles, stroller bars, toys that go to daycare and come home. You're not sterilizing, you're just reducing the load. And don't cover your stroller opening with a thick blanket. You're trapping stale air inside and cutting off the fresh air circulating they need. It creates a dangerous lack of fresh airflow, even in winter. Angle the stroller away from crowds or use a mesh cover that allows airflow. These small habits give your baby's immune system fighting space. Remember at the beginning when I said the most dangerous risks are the things we do to feel like good parents? Every one of these 7 dangers comes from love, from wanting to protect, from doing what feels right. But feelings can mislead us when biology works differently than we expect. Okay, I know that was a lot. And if you're sitting here thinking, great, now I'm terrified and I have 7 new things to worry about, I need you to hear something. You're already protecting your baby from things that are way harder than this. You're keeping them fed, clean, loved. You're showing up in the middle of the night. You're learning their cries, tracking their development, worrying about things that haven't even happened yet. That's the hard part. That's the overwhelming part. What I just gave you, these are the small things. The things with clear answers and immediate fixes. Backward coat trick, 15 seconds. Humidifier, $40. Use distilled water to avoid mold dust. Set it and forget it. Check their chest instead of hands. Literally just move your hand 4 inches. These aren't massive life overhauls. They're adjustments, refinements to what you're already doing. And here's what I wish someone had told me when I was where you are. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to implement all 7 things tonight. You just have to know what to do when it matters, which you now do. You're not starting from zero. You're not failing. You're just learning the manual nobody gives you. So the next time you're bundling them up at 6 a.m., or stepping into the cold, or checking on them in the middle of the night, you'll remember what their little bodies actually need. And you'll adjust, calmly, confidently, because now you understand what's really going on beneath those layers, behind those sniffles, inside those sleepy breaths. And that knowledge, that's what keeps your baby safe all winter long.